Raider Nation, we have a new coach and a new GM. Let's get into it. All right, Raider Nation, welcome to the For Life All Raiders Story channel. We have a new coach and a new GM. Join on in. Come on in, guys. Let's talk about it. It's the hottest topic. We did all this in a matter of 1 week. So don't forget to hit the like torch, hit the subscribe button, and you can become a member also of the channel. We got some great content here. Today I'm riding solo. My friend Angela is has a prior engagement, spicy, and Omar should be back here some type of ways, lagging a little bit, so they left me at the controls today. I can't believe they did that, but here we go. So guys, we got a new head coach, and by the way, new head coach Pete Carroll, former coach of the Patriots, of the Jets, and of lately the Seattle Seahawks. So our drinking game is gonna be Pete Carroll. Let's do it. Whatever your choice of drink is, here at the For Life channel, you're either going to drink, you're going to toke, or you're going to twerk. So yeah, let's do it. Pete Carroll drinking game, everybody. Bottoms up. Let's go, Pete Carroll. So yeah, let's talk about it. Everybody went kind of crazy. News hit this morning, and that Pete Carroll was signed as our new head coach. Looks like he got a 3-year deal with a 4th-year option coming into this. And also earlier in the week, we were able to sign John Spytek from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, lately the most recent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So those are the hot topics in Raider news. Let me get a little bit here to the chat here. Anna Pacheco, Mother Moon, you got me for about 10 minutes. I'll be doing all 3. Okay, I'm not sure what doing all 3 means, but okay, let's do all 3. Token, twerking, and drinking. Okay, I got you. Omar, LFG, that's right. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. I'm excited about the news. Honestly, it wore on me a little bit. I wasn't sure about it at the very beginning, but the more and more I see it, the more and more I think about it, and I'll be the first to admit that I didn't know Pete Carroll had these accolades, as many as I looked up that he does have, but he's got a pretty damn impressive resume. We got to admit. Let's see here what you got here. DB coming to the Raiders is career suicide. Whew, that's hard. That's hard to say that it's not, but okay. This will be Pete's last coaching job. Well, I mean, any coaching job he took probably be his last. Pete Carroll's 73 years old. He's a San Francisco native, but he's 73 years old. So I think it might be Pete's last of a lot of things coming up. Here, but let's get into it. DB, what do you think about it? Let's talk about it. Tell me what you think. You think that's a good hire? Tell me about John Spytek also. Is that a good hire for the Raiders? Omar, the rivalry between Pete and Jim is on again. Yes, they have met in college. They battled it out. They battled it out in the NFC West a few times too. I don't know the exact numbers on that, but I know what you're talking about. But yeah, now they're going to be AFC West division rivals. Harbaugh being with the San Diego Chargers, and of course Pete Carroll getting hired on now with the Raiders. So the NFC West looks like this, guys. I'm sure you guys know this. We got Pete Carroll, we got Jim Harbaugh, we got Sean Payton, and we got Andy Reid. I mean, you talk about legendary, coaching staffs. That's what we got. it's a battle. It's a battle. It's going to be tough to get in the playoffs. It's going to be, tough for everything in this division. Ford Dog, Evan. Oh, I think you want to say, even after Russell Wilson tried to get Pete fired in Seattle, you people think he's going to forgive and forget and bring him to Vegas. LOL, that's funny to me. I am one of these people that think that this may be a possibility, and we can get into that. But it's possible. I mean, it is possible for this to happen. We'll see. We don't know what Russell Wilson's future is over in Seattle. I'm sorry, over at Pittsburgh. But yeah, I guess they did have a falling out when Russell Wilson left to go to the Denver Broncos. Now he's on a hell of a deal for the Steelers. I think the Steelers only paying him $1 million, and the rest of the salary is getting picked up by the Broncos. So I don't know. Can we get a deal like that? Would you guys want that? Would you guys want Russ to come on over and rejoin with his old coach Pete Carroll? We don't know what really happened there. I don't know what really happened there. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but yeah, I knew that they had some type of falling out. So, anyways, it'd be good to get you guys' input. That'd be great. There's a link right there pulled up on your screen there. Join the convo. You can tap that link there. That'll be pinned to the top of the chat. So you guys want to join in, jump on in here. Correct me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm. I don't know everything, man. I'm crazy too. But yeah, if you guys want to join on in here, go ahead and jump on in. But let me get some of these comments here. A. Terry, I remember when the Seahawks played us in London, 2008. Pissed off Simon Jordan, Welsh guy, saw Pete look alike and called him Tony Carroll. Oh, damn, that's a little bit of you don't want to get your name wrong. Raider Paul, Raiders all day, baby. Raiders #1. Let's go. Jason Sheets, no Russ. It's simple. KISS method. I think you're talking about keep it simple, stupid method. You draft whoever is a 6, whether that be Cam, Hunter, Carter, Sanders, Graham, or Jonty. Then we use our money in free agent, baby. You know what? Let's talk about that, Jason Sheets. I agree with you. I don't want to move from the number 6 spot at this point. I think we can pick up something that we need at the 6th spot. I personally think we should go running back at this point in the 6th spot. And I think we can pick up, and I'll just give you guys my plan now. I think we can pick up something like a Will Thomas out of Ohio State or a Dylan Gabriel in the 2nd round. So I agree with you on taking Jonty. Graham, I wouldn't mind that either. I don't like that as high as a pick, but I wouldn't mind it either taking that. Now, Cam, Hunter, Carter's in the same boat, but Cam, Hunter, and Sanders, I don't think they're going to drop down to 6 to us, but they might. I did a mock draft and Travis Hunter fell down to me. Give T. Higgins the bag. I've been saying this for a few weeks now. Why don't we go out and get T. Higgins? Tyreek Hill also looks like he's going to be available. Let me give you a few of the. I wrote down a few of the wide receiver free agents that are possible here. T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Darius Slayton, Keelan Allen. Those are all wide receivers. I don't think we need to go to the draft for a wide receiver. I think we can get them in free agency. Raider Paul, I agree. I like Higgins also. I think we should go after him. But I do think we should go running back at least for pick number 6. And then I think we get one of these guys that nobody's paying attention to for quarterback in the 2nd round. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to fall to the 2nd. I think Will Thomas is going to fall to the 2nd. And my personal choice is Will Thomas out of Ohio State. I don't know why these guys are getting overlooked. One just won the national championship. The other one undefeated with Oregon. Why are they overlooking these guys? Why is it only Cam and Shador? What else do you guys think? We got a lot of money in free agency. I don't remember the exact number, but it's like about 110 or 112 million, something to that effect. What do you think? Raider Paul, I see you over there going to get a quarterback at number 6, buddy. Okay. You want T. Higgins as a free agent and a running back in the second round. I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at those possibilities. We need all those positions. Ford Dog going back. Russell went to the owner of the Seahawks and tried to get Pete fired. Okay, let's kiss and make up. We got games to win here. By the way, speaking of winning in college, Pete Carroll, I think he had like a 24 game, if I'm not mistaken, winning streak. He was 97-19 in college. With Seattle, he was 137, 89-1. That ain't bad at all. And overall in the NFL, that's started with the Jets. He got fired after year 1. He did 3 years, I believe, with the Patriots, and 14 years or something like that with Seattle. But his overall NFL record is 170, 120-1. Pretty good. The guy is one of 3 coaches who has won the national championship and the Super Bowl. The other 2 are Bobby Switzer, who did it with Oklahoma and the Dallas Cowboys, and Jimmy Johnson did it with University of Miami and the Dallas Cowboys. So Pete Carroll did it with USC and with Seattle. He was at the 1 yard line of having a second Super Bowl title. One Marshawn Lynch carry away from having a second ring. There's some stuff going around on the internet, the internet's undefeated. But they said that Tom Brady hired Pete Carroll as a thank you favor for not giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch. I thought that was crazy. Raider Paul, taking Howard or Jackson Dart? I'm not mad at Jackson Dart either. I think they're both solid picks. I agree with you. But I think we may be able to get either one of those 2 in the second round. So the question really is, who do you guys like in the first round? I pick number 6 for the Raiders. I'm assuming that Cam, that Shador, and that Travis Hunter will be taken. Also Carter, also Graham. They look like they're going to be, at least they should be in the top 5. But what do we need from there? Is everybody kind of agreeing that we should be going to free agency for a wide receiver? For Life Our Raiders story, John T, I picked number 6. That's a popular decision. Raider Paul, bring back Khalil Mack. You know what? Khalil Mack, Amari Cooper, and I hope Spicy's not watching this right now. Don't tell her I said this. But Derek Carr can all possibly come back to the Raiders. They're all available at this time. Don't kill me. I'm just a messenger, but it is the truth. Amari Cooper's up for free agency. I don't know what they're trying to do with Derek Carr, and Khalil Mack said he's going to come back. Khalil Mack said he's going to come back for another season. He was debating it after the loss to the Texans. But I just saw something come out just recently that said, he's going to come back for another season at least. So I don't know. Is Khalil Mack on our radar for a good enough price? For Live Our Raiders story says Carr. Oh, hell to the no. Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, I thought you had somewhere to go, Spicy. Leave me alone. That's why you shouldn't have given me the keys to this car right now. But hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, but it is a possibility, I guess. Let's get into it. Everybody's talking about Pete Carroll, which is, I guess that's the bigger news. But what about John Spytek? Guys? Spytek he's a guy. He's been in the front office for a while. He's from Wisconsin. He was a teammate of Tom Brady's in 1999 back in Michigan. He also linked up with Brady again when Brady went over to Tampa and won that Super Bowl over there. So I guess they're friends. I guess we're using the buddy system right now, which is fine. I don't really care as long as it works. I don't care if it's Pete Carroll. I don't care who it is. as long as it works. But what do you guys think about Spy Tech? Now, here's an interesting fact about Spy Tech. Spy Tech, since around 2006 to about 2015, he was a scouting. This is interesting. He was a scouting executive or scout professional, whatever you want to call him, for all those years with the Eagles, with the Browns, and with Denver. So he knows scouting. Now, does that translate into what we need to do? Remains to be seen. But that is his background up until 2015. Now, after 2015, I believe he went to Tampa, and he's been in their front office ever since then. He might have gone somewhere else. I may be wrong about that, but at least the latest places that he's been is was assistant GM at Tampa. He's our guy now. He's Brady's guy. Clearly, Brady's got his hands in the mix, as we all suspect. But he's our guy now. What do you guys think about this hire? Like I said, former player, scout, and then front office guy. Let me get to this. Raider Paul. If Max takes a pay cut, he wants to be here and win. Get the guys we need to win. Okay. I mean, yeah. Let's get the guys that we need to win. Go ahead and put in the comments. What do you think? What positions do we need to fill? And let me know what you think. Can you fill it in free agency, or do you want to go to the draft to fill it? What do you think, Raider Paul? Let's talk about it. What are the picks that you want? So it's gonna be an interesting off season. Now, there was a lot of speculation about offensive coach, defensive coach. Pete Carroll is a defensive coach historically. Let's not forget the Legion of Boom. That was, if you got a squad that gets a name like that, that the Legion of Boom was something else. They were top in the division for many years. If I can remember off the top of my head quickly, in Seattle, I think Pete Carroll was in the playoffs 10 out of like 14 years, something like that. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Again, going to the Super Bowl 2 times, losing in different rounds, but going to the Super Bowl, winning one. And losing another. Marshawn Lynch, where you at, Marshawn? I can't wait till Marshawn Lynch chimes in on this. I love Marshawn Lynch is my favorite football player. I can't wait to chime in on this and see what he has to say about this. That's gonna be interesting. I'm sure it'll be entertaining. For life, I think this is spicy. Who do you think Pate is going to bring in for DC and OC? You know what? I don't know. There have been a lot of movements. I couldn't keep up with it in the past couple of days with who moved who. I knew Liam Cohen went to Jacksonville. What's his name? Who ain't gonna mention? Went to Chicago. Let's see. Dennis Allen went to the head coach, the Jets. Patrick Graham. I don't think he's got a landing spot yet. Let's see. I don't know. Is it on the table for him to stay with us? I guess it would be. I don't see why it's off the table. Why it would be off the table. Offensive quarter. I just don't know at this point. But I will say this, and I've said it before in the show. I know Raider Paul, you're talking Gus Bradley. I know he was over there. He was with us before. I will say this. I wanted Patrick Graham to stay. I think he had our defense working, and to work throughout all those injuries that we were devastating on the defensive side of the ball. If he gets a healthy staff with a couple extra players to mix in with there, I really wish he would stay. So I'm going to give that another, vote of confidence for Pete Carroll, being that he's a defensive-minded coach. Now, Albion Raiders, Chargers versus Raider games will have more spicy. Can't wait. You know what? I couldn't agree more. That's a rivalry that I'm a Los Angeles Raider. Okay, Omar, I see you. You think Graham should stay? Yeah, I do too. I wish he would. I really do. But going back, Chargers and Raiders, man, I remember going down to San Diego And it was just, I used to love that we would take over that rival. That's probably my favorite rivalry. Favorite as in I just like the rivalry more. Maybe it's because it's close. Maybe it's because it was California, for kind of a freeway series, if you will. But the Chargers and the Raiders, that's just I love it. I love it. So yeah, if we can bring back Patrick Graham, that would be, I think it would be great. I think it would be great. Pay the man. Pay the man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Remember Cliff Kingsbury. Y'all remember Cliff Kingsbury. He wanted a third year, and we didn't want to give it to him. And y'all see this boy still in the playoffs with Jaden Daniels. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Y'all see he's still in the playoffs. So hey, hey, what's going on, my friend Rick? Hey, Rick, jump on over to the YouTube channel. If you will. I see you're on Facebook, if you don't mind. But it's always great to see you, Rick. I'm gonna try to say that. Aloha Kaku. I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't mess that up. But Rick, it's always great to see you, friend of the show. Yeah. So at offensive coordinator, do you guys have any names? Let's throw out some ideas. It's going to be interesting too. And this is a Raiders show, but it's going to be interesting to see what the Lions are going to do. Is Dan Campbell really that guy, or was it the offensive and defensive coordinator? That's going to be interesting to know. I caught an article. Someone sent it to me, Omar, that said, we may have dodged a bullet with Ben Johnson. It's kind of true. We don't know what he's going to do. Just because he's a great offensive coordinator, as we saw with McDaniels, that does not necessarily translate into being a good head coach. Great players don't necessarily make good head coaches. But it remains to be seen. I'm not saying he can't, but it definitely remains to be seen. So yeah. Another thing to get to on this Pete Carroll thing, Pete Carroll, he has 16 in his coaching tree. He has 16 coaches that have under him that have gone on to either a head coach in the NFL or in college. That's pretty damn impressive to be head coaches. He also has, I believe it's 7 executives that have moved on from him and become executives of NFL teams. This isn't chump change. Pete Carroll's resume is pretty damn impressive, and I'll be the first to tell you that I did not know that his resume was really that impressive. I had never paid attention to Seattle that much, to be quite honest with you. Omar, do you think Pete will bring back Darrell Bevell for OC? Possible. What worked for him before. It's very possible. I don't know what you guys think in the chat. I haven't really heard anybody necessarily tied to him that seems like a natural succession, but I don't know. I don't know who's available. It looks like a bunch of good offensive coordinators went to teams, that went to different teams. Liam Cohen, they got a quarterback over there. He went over there. Ben Johnson, they got a quarterback over there. He went over there. So was that what put the nail in the coffin for the Raiders, that we didn't have what anybody deemed to be a top-notch quarterback, or a workable, coachable quarterback that we could work with, or something where we just starting from zero? That was the big deal at the beginning, was that why would you want to come to Vegas? Why would you want to do that? Because you keep rotating coaches in and out the door. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have a good situation, player wise. Listen, you had team captains that were running out the door. Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams running out the door because of this. So that's not a good situation. So again, we might have gotten lucky. I don't know if it was the only thing available for us to get Pete Carroll, but it doesn't really seem like it. My man Rick, thank you for jumping over to YouTube for me there, Rick. I'm liking the GM hire first. The only problem I think about Pete Carroll is he got he got hired with a team that had success. He did keep building on it, but his last 3 years declined. Well, there's nothing but facts in there. That's absolutely true. But I will say this, Rick. Pete Carroll also has under his belt, he's credited with 3 Heisman Trophy winners at USC, and that's Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, and Reggie Bush. So he can build something. There's 3 in the short time is pretty impressive in and of itself. So could you say that he's a good evaluator of talent? Maybe he pulled these guys over there and made something out of them, or could you say that he's just a good head coach and made something out of them? Now, remember, Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart were quarterbacks, so we may be on to something here. I don't know what the link is between Tom Brady and Pete Carroll, other than Pete Carroll handing Tom Brady a Super Bowl. You're right, Rick. He should be a 2-time Super Bowl winner. I don't know what the link would be between them two, but Brady's got his hands on this, and he signed off on it. Joey Melendez. I wonder who's going to have more influence in the draft, Carroll or Spytek? That's a great question because, again, like I was just saying about Pete Carroll, is he a good evaluator of talent, or was he just a good coach? A good evaluator of talent, and he brought in these Heisman Trophy winners, or was he just a good coach and he coached up these players that ended up being, Heisman Trophy winners? And let's not forget, he won a championship there. And then on the other hand, you have Spytek, who I just said from like around 2006 to 2015. He was in the scouting world as a professional, not as just a regular scout. He was an advisor in different capacities. So that's going to be great. Put the heads together. Hopefully they don't headbutt, and hopefully they can, hey, what's your list? Let's compare lists and let's work with that. Maybe that's a winning solution. I'm really hoping it is. But great question. Let's see. What else we got here? Rick Samorano, Pete should have ran Lynch on the goal line for the touchdown. He passed, giving him the interception and the game and the Super Bowl at that time. And you like the head coaching experience. I agree. Again, I wasn't high on Pete Carroll. I wasn't against him either, but I wasn't high on him. But at the end of the day, he does have the experience. There's also this thing floating around. Hey, what about, bringing Russell Wilson? I know they had a little falling out, back in Seattle. Let's throw this idea out there, guys. Does Russell Wilson come over to the Raiders on a good deal? I was one that thought that Russell Wilson was washed. I'm not going to lie. I thought that he was washed. But did he come over, and can AOC work under Russell Wilson and push him along? Or do we draft and have that new quarterback work under him? And then you also have another option, as Omar said, there's Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. I thought we should have got him since last year when he went over to Pittsburgh. I like Justin Fields. I think he was in a shitty situation over in Chicago. He's not there anymore. He goes to Pittsburgh. First 4 games, he's lighting it up. I like Justin Fields. So I'm okay with any of those. Do we bring Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? I'm not opposed to that either. And you already got a free year out of him. And Justin Fields is sitting up under Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson ain't going to last forever. He's got to get the chance. Let's not forget, guys, and there's a video that circulated around Tom Brady talking about we don't develop quarterbacks anymore. Guy, look, Brett Favre, and then there was Aaron Rodgers, and then there was Jordan Love. They all developed under the previous quarterback, and that's a pretty damn good system. I can't even remember who was the quarterback for them before Brett Favre, to be quite honest, not off the top of my head. But if we can do something like that, and if you got a young quarterback under a proven, not like Ben Johnson, not like Liam, no, proven head coach and proven Super Bowl winning Russell Wilson, who I was mistaken, he ain't washed. He just did it in Pittsburgh, took his team to the playoffs. If you could get that head coach and that proven winner quarterback, veteran quarterback, I am not mad at putting a young quarterback in that situation. I love the idea. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I didn't think about it before today when I saw the Pete Carroll, and then I started thinking about the possibilities. So, what do you guys think about that? A proven head coach and a quarterback combination that has worked. That's a fact. You can't get away from that. You may hate one or the other or both, but they worked together. They were winning together. Putting a young quarterback in that situation. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Let me get back to some of the comments. Hey, Rick, Scotty, I'm gonna support once a coach, players become a Raider. I think you're trying to say, I'm gonna that you're gonna support whatever it is. And I agree with you. Until proven otherwise, I was in with McDaniels until game 2 of his first season when against Arizona. I was at that game and I couldn't believe my eyes, and then I was out on him. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt walking in the door. Remember when you guys were in school, the teacher said, you got an A, it's up to you to keep it. Well, that's how I look at people like that, and I look at coaches like that and everything else. Look, man, walk in the building, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. When you start doing stupid shit, I'm out on you. And I'm going to criticize you, and I'm going to put it on the show. And it is what it is, and you just got to get used to that because you put yourself in that position. And then you got people like me, and I'm pretty nice about it usually. Raider Chaos, let's LFG, let's fucking go. Let's go. You like the new hires there, Raider Chaos? Do you have any ideas on defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators? Do you have any ideas on draft picks? Throw them in the comments, man. Let's see if you got something different that we haven't talked about yet. Let's go. You do. All right. Put it out there. Rick, going back to Rick, draft a solid potential quarterback in the draft, second round, keep AOC 12, bring in a veteran quarterback and let them compete. Fields is now a veteran quarterback. I'm not mad at your idea one bit, Rick. I think that we should keep AOC. I still think that we need another 2 quarterbacks, and I think it should come one via being a veteran and one via being a in the draft. I totally agree with that. Fields is a veteran. Yeah, technically you could say that. I think he was in a really horrible situation in Chicago, and he kind of proved that when he went to Pittsburgh and won, and he got benched for no reason, came in on a few plays that Russ, I guess, couldn't do. But Raider Chaos, Justin Fields, and a day 2 quarterback. Use a 6th pick for the best DB available. Not mad at that idea either. We went over this at the top of the show. I think we go with best player at defensive back. If Travis Hunter happens to be there, I think we should take him. I think we should take the best running back if that falls to us in at number 6. A lot of people are going after John T. I've heard some mixed reviews on that. Everybody was high on him at first. I think ESPN and all these other channels, they kind of throw some names out there and people just kind of run with them. Again, how is that Will Howard isn't in the conversation? He just won a national championship. How is it that Dylan Gabriel isn't in the conversation? He just went undefeated with Oregon. Oregon ain't no chump change, guys. Oregon ain't chump change. They're for real. Rick Summer, best player at 6. I agree. As long as it's a position where we need them. Let's not take the best tight end again, but that's okay. That ended up working out for us. I wasn't happy about taking a tight end, but it ended up working out for us. Brock Bowers, unfortunately, is going to get overshadowed by Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels 100% deserves it, but that's no slight. That's no knock on Brock Bowers. Best running back in the running back class is deep. You're right. The running back class is deep, and I think that if there's another position that we could get at number 6 that is absolute stud, I'm going to have to agree with you. I wouldn't be mad if we went to running back and quarterback in the other rounds. I think one of these not so looked at quarterbacks are going to be available in the 2nd and 3rd round. There's a lot of speculation that even Shedeur Sanders is going to be in the 3rd, but I just think there's so much hype around his name that I can't see that happening. Not that I feel like he's a number 1 pick. I don't necessarily, but the fact is there's a lot of insiders saying that he he could slide. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people saying that Sanders could slide. What do you guys think? If he, let's say we take let's say Travis Hunter falls to it. Well, if George Sanders is out, it's unlikely. But let's just hypothetically say the best player available at number 6. Would you guys take Shedeur Sanders at number at in the second round? What's our number at in the second? Is it 33? Somebody, no, it's later than that. Somebody correct me. I got it here on my phone, but I don't want to be looking at it. That Raider fan, I would like a shifty running back and a power back 1-2 punch. Good point. I've thought about this because the running back class is so deep. I would not mind getting 2 running backs out of this draft. I wouldn't mind that at all. There's also, let me read you I made a list of some running backs that are available in free agency. That Raider fan, see what you think about this. Aaron Jones is available for free agency. Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, and Nick Chubb. Now, out of those 2, J.K. Dobbins and Nick Chubb, I'm kind of out on, but I'll take Aaron Jones and Najee Harris and draft a quarterback. A running back in the later rounds. I'll take it. And yeah, Max Crosby went out there and is trying to recruit Najee. I got you. Now, the funny thing is, Josh Jacobs is trying to recruit Max, a running back trying to recruit an edge. Now an edge is trying to recruit a running back. So go figure. But nah, sorry, Josh Jacobs. Good luck to you. Once a Raider, always a Raider. I love you, my boy. But you can keep whatever running backs y'all got out there in Green Bay, and we'll keep Max. How about that? But there's a lot of good options out here, guys. And I think everybody has leaned so much towards the draft that we're overlooking some gems that are out there in free agency. And again, I'm talking about at wide receiver, at the running back position. I don't know how to say this guy's name, Tataria at number 6. Honestly, and I think this is Omar talking here. Honestly, I don't want to waste any picks on wide receivers. I think we have too many good wide receivers that we could use in free agency, and we've got to get some guys here in the draft at different positions. For me, I'm out on getting wide receivers in the draft, unless it's something way down the line, pick 229 or something like that. I think we do have 29. So I wouldn't take that wide. He's a wide receiver out of Arizona. I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna call him T. How about that? Rick Samarano. Raiders need a quarterback, a running back, a right guard, a wide receiver, a cornerback, a right tackle. Not necessarily in that order. You're absolutely right. I mean, we need all the acronyms that you can possibly put. You're absolutely right. We need it all. We need it all. I think there's some things that we can work with what we got, because we're not going to be able to get it all in one shot. I don't think we're going to be able to tackle that. And if we can get studs at all those positions that we need in one shot, Spytek's going to go down as the best GM and in the history of GMs. But I think if we can get another 2 or 3 starters like we did this year out of the draft, I think we're moving the needle a little bit. We'll be moving it a little bit. Now, what those positions are, again, and the quarterback is the big one, right? Do we hold off on quarterback if what we want isn't there and fill in the other slots? I don't think that's the worst idea that we can do, simply because even if we get a quarterback right now, we have so many other holes to fill. And well, now with Pete Carroll, I would say we may have somebody, a good coach behind that brand new quarterback that may be coming in this draft class. I feel a little more confident with Pete Carroll. I'm not going to lie. Russell Wilson came out of Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody could correct me. But he came in and Russell Wilson's a stud. Wisconsin's got a good football program, and he made it work. So, hey, can he do something with that? Who knows? But I definitely think we got to get in the draft for a running back even if we were to pick up something like an Aaron Jones or a Najee Harris, which I don't see it happening, but it's wishful thinking. Raider Ryan, Scotty, what's going on, my man? Raider Ryan. Raider Ryan, you also said if the Lions move on from Hooker, do you think we take a look at him? Raider Ryan, are you disguised as Omar in the background there? I'm starting to have my doubts because Omar's been yelling about Hendon Hooker for a minute now. When Hendon Hooker got drafted, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was something to look at. I wouldn't mind giving him a shot, to be honest with you. I don't know what the guy's got. He sat behind it sat on the bench with the Lions this year. I wouldn't mind giving him a shot. Again, we're gonna need 2 quarterbacks. Can we do it with all rookies like that? I mean, Rick Zamorano brought up the point that Fields isn't technically a veteran, a rookie anymore, or he's a veteran now. A lot of possibilities here. I'm not mad at the Hendon Hooker choice, simply because that would allow us to get into different spots in the draft. So, okay, let's give it a shot. And again, we're not just one quarterback away from putting this thing together. We need a few years. That Raider fan, curious. I'm sorry. I'll get to your comment right now, Rick. Curious who Carroll will hire at OC and DC. Yeah, definitely. Rick, through unrestricted free agency and draft, if done right, Raiders could switch like the Commanders have done. We do have a decent defense. That players coming back from injuries fill holes when needed. Excellent point, man. When we get these guys back from injuries on defense, that's why I'm hoping we stick with Patrick Graham. That's another reason, because they sure have been willing to work for him. And the Raiders can get in the draft on the offensive end, shore up that offensive line. If you want to go out there and get a quarterback in the draft, if that seems to fit what you guys think you're going, I'm all about it, man. I am all about it 100%. I'm hoping we can maintain a level at defense, if not better, obviously. But I'm hoping we can maintain a level on the defense. And I too love Patrick Graham. I think he's doing a great job. Trayvon Merrick is another one I'm worried about losing. Jacorian Bennett, he's on a rookie contract. He's not going nowhere, but I hope he gets developed by somebody. Mother Moon, we got work to do for sure, man. If you only knew, work to do for sure is an understatement. We got a lot to work on. Like I said, we cannot expect 14-2, well, we're going to 18 games now. Okay, I slide out. Keep up the great work, Scotty. Hey, man, I'm trying so hard. If y'all can't notice, I'm shaking under. You can't see it on camera. It's a stability type thing. I'm shaking. I'm nervous here. Anyways, we got a lot of work to do. That Raider fan, Graham is definitely gone. It seems like it. I don't know where he's going to go. But I hope if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he reconsiders coming back to us as the defensive coordinator. I don't know what that looks like, but if it's up to me, pay that man. Patrick Graham needs to tighten up in the middle of the field. Sure. I'm about draftings. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm not the best college guy. But I want to get a linebacker in this field here. I want to get a linebacker out of this draft. You know what? Kurt Warner is I believe he is going to be a free agent. Now, can we pull him over here? I know it's all wishful thinking. Every time somebody gets released, all the Raider pages explode. We should go get him. And then the next guy turns around. Oh, he sucks. And you don't know how he's going to work on these in each individual system. Again, some people were out on Trayvon Merrick. And Trayvon Merrick is, man, that boy's going to get paid, and as he should. And I hope the Raiders are the ones writing the check. I'm going to tell you that right now. DB, Raiders are going to ruin Pete Carroll's legacy. I don't think that's possible at this point within 3 years, to be quite honest with you. Just a money grab in the Las Vegas circus. The Las Vegas is a circus. I gotta agree with you. Carroll needs a quarterback. Yeah, yeah, sure. Like I said, we said it a couple times here. David Bowers, and it looks like you might have just joined in, but Pete Carroll drafted Russell Wilson out of Wisconsin, and he did something with him. That's a fact. There's no disputing that. Rick Summer, Raiders going to use up some of that $110 million cap. At the beginning of this year on this show, I went on here and I said, wait a minute, we got $33 million. We're losing games left and right. We got $33 million just sitting there. The hell are we doing with it? We better start using some of that. Mark Davis, Tom Brady, Richard Seymour, start using some of that damn money up because the beers are expensive in there. Okay? It cost me $2,500, $3,000 to get to a game in Vegas. Start using some of that damn money and put that money in the win column. How about that? Start using some of that money. Give me some players out here, and I don't want no washed up ass players. Put something together. Anyway, that's my little rant. That Raider fan, we need a linebacker who can run sideline to sideline, perhaps take one in the second round. I'm not mad at that. I think these are great ideas. We need so many positions that whatever we can get, again, if we can get at least 3 starters out of this draft too, I think we really might do something. Whether that's a quarterback or not, I think we really might be on to something. Let's see, Rick. NFL is also going to raise the cap in 2025. Yeah. I don't know if they do every year, but I think they do every year by some margin. But yeah, the cap's going to be raised. David Bowers, you seem to be on the Russell Wilson train. I agree with you. I think we should go get Russ. DB, you have to expect the draft to be a flop. What moves do we make after the draft is a bust? I'm really not that out on this draft. I'm not that negative about this. There's some good players out there in positions that we need. So I teach their own, but I don't think this draft is necessarily going to be a bust. And our second-year players are only going to get better. We saw DJ Glaze and JPJ commit a lot of penalties there in the middle of the season, and they're only going to get better. So add a couple players, get some depth behind Colton Miller. I'm not out on Colton Miller. I think he's still an excellent left tackle. But you get some depth behind him. Get some depth behind him because he's getting up there in time. But there's still. I'm not out on this draft. I don't know why. Rick, you'd say to believe the Raiders will get a solid linebacker via unrestricted free agent or draft. I hope so. This is an unpopular opinion, guys. I'm not a big fan of Spillane. He's okay, in my opinion. He's okay. He makes some good plays here and there. He gets burnt a lot too. I'm not sold on. I'm not saying he's not good enough, but I'm not sold on him. And if we get a stud at linebacker in there, hey, let's give him a chance. Russell Wilson at the minimum $1.5 million for Denver for 2025. Denver picking up his guaranteed money could be interesting. We said that at the top of the show. I think he came in just a touch late, but you're absolutely right. I'm taking Russell Wilson. If we got to put a 4th quarterback on the roster at 1 point something million, I'll take Russell Wilson paired up with Pete Carroll to get up under one of these young quarterbacks that we have coming in, whether it be AOC, whoever we draft. I'm taking that combination at 1.5 million. That's like me giving you 15 cents. I'll take that all day long. So I'm in on it. And credit where credit's due. Omar changed my mind on this since last year about bringing Russell Wilson in, and that was before we had Pete Carroll. And he said, well, what if we sit him behind, a young coach? Well, I saw your point last year, Omar. Now I really see your point. I'll just give you that credit right here, right now. Let me get a couple comments here. Rick, I'm high on Spillane for 2 years on the cheap, but his agent probably going to mess that up. Excellent point. I think he's going to want to get paid. I think he's just an average linebacker. I don't think he's anyways. I look at a lot of film. Maybe I'm not seeing some. I'm not an expert. You guys can kill me in the comments if you want, but Raider Ryan, let me go back to your comment. I could see us bringing in Bobby Wagner on a 1-season contract. That's what I was talking about. He's older, but we could get him for cheap. He's still making plays. I'll take Bobby Wagner all day long. No doubt about it. Come on now. Yeah, definitely. Um, a lot of these things, it's tough. How do you put this all together? I mean, this is the GM's job. How do you put this all together? Get this guy here who's got some time on him on a cheaper contract. Pay this guy. Do this, do that. That's tough. That's difficult to navigate. And with this hot mess that we got going on here at the Raiders, you're starting from scratch. And knew everything. The one good thing is we're gonna have a lot of people. I think we're the third youngest team in the NFL. And we're just gonna get younger because we're gonna be drafting a lot of these players that are gonna have to come in day one and play, hopefully, and hopefully they're NFL ready. And they're gonna be all on rookie contracts. So we might have some money to spend on, some of these names. We might not have to settle for I hate to say that, but settle for a Bobby Wagner because just because he's cheap. I think he's still serviceable, but yeah, we would get him. I know you just did not put this coming up, Omar. Would you trade for Geno? God, why do you do this to me? Omar, I can't stand you right now. Geno Smith out of Seattle. Look, I'm going to tell you something, man. This whole season, I was like, Geno Smith? I thought he was, what? Geno Smith? Man, that's another Pete Carroll draft. Wait, am I mistaken on that? I think he is a Pete Carroll draft. Somebody correct me. I think he did something with them over in Seattle because Geno Smith was balling this year. We'll see, but I don't know about Geno Smith. I don't know. Maybe it's because Pete Carroll's he's going to be the X factor in the quarterback at this point. He definitely is. Drafted by the Jets. You're right. He was at the Jets. Then he got traded to the Seahawks. That's correct. Raiders, second youngest team in the NFL. I believe it's third. Either way. Rick, go back. You remember a few years? We were the oldest team. We were one of the oldest teams in the NFL not that long ago. We were one of the oldest teams, in the NFL. But yeah, second or third, whatever it is, I'm cool with it. Now let's get some coaching that can bring these guys along. Because at the end of the day, you look at so many players, how many quarterbacks did the Browns waste first round picks, number one picks? How many quarterbacks? They got a crappy organization. They didn't have no coaching behind it. They didn't have nothing behind it. So what good was it? Baker Mayfield had a good year. Had a really good year down in Tampa. He got revived. I was out on Baker Mayfield. He looked good this year. Took his team to the playoffs. Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels is a way better player, and he's a monster, and took him out of the playoffs. But you can't turn your nose up at it either. So there's so many combinations right now, and being a young team gives us some money to play with. As Rick mentioned, we're also going to get an increase in the salary cap, and we got 110 million, 100 and something million in free agency, and we got an extra pick in the third round for Devontae, for that Devontae trade with the Jets earlier this year, midseason. So we have an extra pick there. We got a lot of room to play with. We got a lot of things to work with here. Spike Tech and Carroll are going to have a lot of options to work with here. David Bowers at Raider fan, you dreaming, bro? What did he say? Y'all fight? What did he say? Talking about going to get Geno? Brady going to get us a quarterback in the 6th round. Oh, stop it. Stop it. All right, David Bowers, I agree with you. He is dreaming. Rick, what you talking about here? Scotty, we were talking about that 4 years ago. We were old. Our defense was almost last in all categories. We are now, one of the youngest, and our defense was at 11 at one point Yes, absolutely. I remember this. See, Rick knows it. Rick knows I ain't crazy. Yes, we were one of the oldest teams. Scotty, salute, brother. First time catching the show. Hey, Jack, look, let me tell you something about this show. I am not usually on by myself. I usually have great people behind me, I shouldn't say behind me, next to me. Spicy Raider girl, She had a prior commitment today. Omar's in the background. You guys think I'm doing all this magic stuff. My hands are up here. Omar's the wizard behind the scenes right now. He's doing all this stuff. But check it out. The For Life Our Raiders channel. If you don't mind, Jack Kenna, if you could subscribe to us, that would be great. Give us a thumbs up. We do interactive shows where you'll be able to jump on in here and come on camera with us and air it out. We don't knock nobody unless you're a little bit crazy. We don't knock nobody, but you can jump on in here and come on camera with us. We also put up a phone number where you can call in if you're a little bit camera shy. But we look, man, and on the For Life channel, there's also other shows that we do some Wednesday shows, collaborations with my guy Chris over at Protect the Shield podcast, collaborations with them. So we bring you Raider news. Hey man, I appreciate the salute to you, sir. Join us, man. We come on periodically. If you subscribe, you can catch us when we jump in, especially now because we're jumping in. We don't do Friday shows, but we're jumping in when we got breaking news and everything's breaking. Raider Ryan, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Doing great solo. I hope you've seen the show before, that you know that's a little more interesting than I am. We got a lot going on, but I'm trying to do my best here, and I cannot believe that I'm looking at this timer and it says 56 minutes, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna have to go drink a gallon of water after this, guys. I couldn't even smoke my cigar. Come on, man, get me out of the comments, guys. Spicy has a prior engagement she's working on right now, Rick, but she's back. Don't she's the one that keeps us together for the most part. Y'all don't understand what goes on behind the scenes here. We're texting each other back and forth at midnight talking about this. Let's put this on, let's do this. But this today, everybody had Omar's feeling a little under the weather, even though he's in the background here. And Spicy had a prior engagement, but I appreciate everything, guys. We're coming up on an hour. Anybody got a last thing? Throw out some names out there for OC or DC so we can close out this hour. We got about 3 minutes left. Scott, we got to get together soon, have a cigar. Oh, my man. Rick, look, man, New World is my thing. AJ Fernandez, brother. I always got a AJ Fernandez hanging around me. I just didn't have the time to stop talking to be able to puff on mine today, bro. But hey, anytime anybody want to have a cigar and a little bit of woods and whiskey, and talk about some Raider stuff, I'm down. I'm about that life. Today was a good day, Jack. Yeah. Are you happy? Are you guys happy with Pete Carroll? I think the consensus is, Jack, it looks like you just might have joined in, but I think the consensus is that most people are pretty satisfied with it. At least in this chat group, it seemed like it. People are throwing around here the age thing. I don't care if he's 197. Be creative with the play calling. Put some numbers in the win column. That's all I care about. I don't care Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Pete Carroll. I do not care who's here. Let's get some wins. Rick, love Spicy and Omar. Absolutely awesome people. Yes, they are. Not just on the show, but in person. Really good people too. Just so you guys know that. James Raiders. Let's go. Jack Kenna. All right, you coming in a little bit late, but we got you, Jack. Question. Who do you want as OC? LaFleur, okay. I'm not sure. We covered this a little bit earlier, Jack, but I'll touch on it again. There's so many OCs right now that are good that they're getting taken off the shelves. Like if a pandemic was coming in and their toilet paper, I swear to God, they're just flying off the damn shelves right now. So I haven't even been able to keep. I've been busy with work and stuff. Haven't been able to keep up. But LaFleur is a name out there. Raider Ryan. If we can get LaFleur, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad either. We'll see. Pete Carroll, he's done this for a lot of years, man. He's been 16 years as an NFL coach. Not to mention the ones that he was with USC. USC is anybody can't just coach USC. Okay, that's nothing to throw your nose up at. But he's been there and he's done that. So, and then, you got Tom Brady, as the puppet master back there. So, I'm going to ride with whoever that OC call is, guys. So but yeah. So look, guys, we that's the breaking news. Pete Carroll this morning, John Spytek. We're gonna be back on here doing these shows as more news breaks, as what we got going on, which I'm sure we'll be back here with the new OC and the DC selections. Mahalo, Rick. But check us out periodically. Subscribe to the channel. Put the notifications. It'll let you know. As we try to get on here and try to get the news to you, but we try to wait till the evening, so everybody's got work, so we can get the viewership. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I have talked for an hour. I don't think I've ever talked for an hour straight on one subject. You know how they say, what's one subject you can talk for an hour without any preparation? It's the Raiders. Yeah, that's me. Guys, and you know how it is what we do on this show. Jack Kenna, if you're listening, you're new to us, but we go out on this show one way and only one way. Raiders!